What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Axie Infinity. Axie Infinity, I'm expecting we're going to see a bit more of a dump on the overall token price. However, I want to take a look at its longer term implications or its longer term prospects. I think there's still, like in the short term, I do think this is going to drop. And I said it last week, to be fair, obviously there's a ton of tokens coming out. In the long term, you'll see by the title, I don't think it can achieve the all-time highs it previously did. And I'll explain why in a second. Before I get into that though, guys, if you're new to the channel, you're probably going, James, who the hell are you? Why the hell should I listen to you? There's 1,000,001 YouTube crypto channels. All fair points. So, these are the first 26 coins that I spoke about on the channel, first 26 coins I held when I made the channel. And had you put in just $100 into each of those coins and done everything wrong as an investor, never actually sold them, never done anything with them, just sat on them, you would have still been in profit for around 7 grand. And that's when you've done everything wrong. If you'd have done the right things, remember, buy low, sell high. If you'd done the right thing and sold these coins last year when they flew up in price, you would have been in profit for 123k. It's a staggeringly large difference. Now, these aren't the coins I own. I sold mine, right? So if you want to see the portfolio that I own, go read copymycrypto.com. It's where I share all my coins, my entire portfolio, everything I buy, everything I sell. We've got thousands of members on the site, many of whom have never invested in anything. So we have beginners tutorials, step-by-step tutorials on how to buy and sell on any exchange. And fundamentally, guys, if you want to make these kind of gains, the 42x, the 52, the 62, if you don't want to do your research, I spend every day doing my research. I get into the coins I do based on the research that I constantly do. And you know, I picked Phantom as the best investment of the year. I did a Udemy course. I've only made one ever, and it was about Phantom. I said it would 100x when it was half a cent. Obviously, it's done way more than that. Had you put in $1,000, you'd have been able to buy a beautiful house. $2,000 would have made you a millionaire. When I find the next Phantom, I'm not going to do a Udemy course like I did. I'm simply going to go onto the site and tell the members why I feel this coin's going to be a big, big gainer. So if you want to find out about that before everyone else, and if you want to make the insane sort of 100x gains, go read the site. The link is in the description. All right, Axie Infinity is currently priced at $8.60. All-time high was $160. Pretty damn big. And over the last 7 days, we've seen like panic selling, pretty dramatically. Like it was $11 7 days ago. You know, it's $13 a month ago. And if you can, again, we can keep going back, you know, $20 3 months ago. And obviously it's taken a massive short-term hit. And why is that? Well, first of all, there's a big sell-off coming. So what you need to be aware of is that there are tons of tokens being released. And that's obviously resulted in a lot of people selling off with the anticipation that they're going to dump. In fact, let's find all that detail. So this was an article from 3 days ago. Basically, Axie Infinity started dumping. And why was this? Well, tomorrow, $190 million worth of Axie Infinity tokens, a total of 21.5 million tokens, are set to be released to early investors. So if they all, and a lot of them, to be fair, even at like $10, I think they're making like 100x profit. So even if it's down at $5, they're making 50x. The probability that people are going to dump on the market is pretty high. And obviously that's generally believed by the rest of the market. As a result, that's why we've seen the token over the past 7 days alone just experiencing a proper plummet. Now, if you want to trade Axie Infinity, or if you want to short Axie Infinity, guys, I recommend BitGet. I reached out to BitGet because I found the exchange really good and 0% trading on fees on spot trading. So you can buy and short, and they've got what's it, perpetual contracts. They've got futures. Axie Infinity is one of them. Now, what they're doing, this lasts till tomorrow. You can receive a share of XRP by simply doing a spot trade. There's an opportunity. All you have to do, join up using the referral link. I'll put this link to this page in the description. You can click here, sign up. When you make a single trade, you'll be in with a share of 500 bucks in XRP. There is a surprisingly low amount of people that have currently done this, which means you've got a nice opportunity to get a pretty good amount of cash in XRP for simply doing a trade you would normally do. All you've got to do is go onto the sites, go onto this link, sign up, the link will be in the description, do a trade on spot, and you'll be in with a share of 500 bucks worth of XRP. So you'll be able to make a nice tidy profit doing nothing other than what you normally do. I recommend it, 0% spot fees on spot trading. And again, they've got derivatives. So Axie Infinity, if you wanted to short it, they're a big game. So yeah, it's dropped. It's actually managed to hold this sort of line of around sort of $8.50 reasonably well. It's only really dropped to the base of $8.50 a couple of times. So what's to come, guys? Well, look, Axie Infinity. One thing that's really interesting is actually currently Axie Infinity is now on the top 10 purchase tokens among the 500 biggest Ethereum whales in the last 24 hours. That is usually a sign that they believe the tides are reversing. Despite this, there was no certainty that it was a time for Axie Infinity traders to set buy positions in motion. The value has obviously decreased massively, and away from the whale's attention on chain data showed that much less Axie have flowed into crypto exchanges lately. According to Sentiment, the Axie exchange inflow was 209 at press time. At the present state, it means there is less Axie Infinity traders taking profit. Prior to this, it seemed there was a high selling pressure, especially given that the exchange inflow was way over 44,000. So maybe the bleed has stopped, but we still know there's 20 odd million that are going to be released. So watching the inflow would be very, very important, because if their inflow starts becoming massive once again, it's going to dump. But long term with Axie Infinity, guys. And firstly, what does everyone think? Let me know in the comments down below. What do you think Axie Infinity can do long term? And if you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel. We got that percentage down from like 80% down to below 75%, but we're still way too high on returning viewers that haven't subscribed. Guys, subscribe to the channel if you're a returning viewer. Help us out. We want to get that percentage down to 70% at least. And yeah, let me know in the comments what you think Axie can do. So one thing with Axie is I'm not seeing data that suggests that it's maintaining its users in the way that it did. Look at, like, you can see that the transactions into 2021 obviously ramped up a lot. Transactions now a lot lower than they ever were. Overall, UAW is a lot lower now as well. If you're unfamiliar, that's the number of unique active wallets interacting with the smart contract. This is over the last 30 days, but even if you just look at the last 24 hours, the numbers are not as good as what one would hope. Although it's apparently not wanting to update, of course it isn't. Fine. Anyway, what I'm interested in, there we go, 16,000. 16,000 over a course of 24 hours, not great. And this is my point, is I'm not convinced Axie Infinity is going to maintain the momentum that it built. And previously, obviously, in Axie Infinity I've done developments, but they've had a lot of issues. They've had the Ronin hack last year. Currently, they are getting less users month on month than they were, and you would expect that to drop in a time when crypto bear cycles are in. But we're at a point now where, like, look, it hit 160 bucks. we're going to see 20 plus million tokens released, about 8% of the supply. So all of a sudden we've got 120 million tokens out there. Price is going to dump, very probable. Now I do think this can run up back up to about $40, but I'm hesitant that it's going to do much more, and that's off of a couple bases. Firstly, I don't think the users on Axie Infinity are going to be coming back as much. I think there's going to be better games developed. I think people are going to move off of these games and onto others. I still think Axie will have a little run. I think, you know, every game to some degree will in the next cycle, but because I think Axie Infinity has a limited scope for excitement for gamers, and that's honestly from me speaking to lots of different gamers and showing them Axie Infinity and getting their own perspective. I'm not really a gamer. I play a few games, you know, I've got consoles and stuff, but I'm not a huge gamer, so I want to hear gamers' perspectives. And gamers' perspectives are generally pretty negative about Axie Infinity from the people I've spoken to, and maybe my circle is very, very different to yours. But everyone that I'm speaking to, not overly enamored with it. They're not. It's not something they envision playing. It's not something that would interest them. And I think the thing is as better games begin to come out in the crypto space, I think Axie is going to have a drop off. Now, $40 is very, very conservative. I do, you know, it's certainly a run. It's certainly more than that in terms of a run in it. But when the max supply is out, or even just let's go with what it's at now. If it hits $40, it's a $4 billion market cap. Now I don't see the value there in terms of the amount of people that will be playing it, unless they do some developments and have another surge. For me, from everyone I've spoken to, I'm not excited about the game. I think there's limited scope with this compared to your Decentralands or your sandboxes. But I could, you know, again, I'm basing that off of a few things. The users have dropped, but that's part and parcel. You would expect that. The gamers I know don't like it, and I've spoken to a lot. Like, it isn't 2 or 3 people. And I know from my friends and from my colleagues that interest in a game ends up being quite fleeting. So if we do start seeing that surge of like AAA games come out, I think Axie falls by the wayside. Also, you know, the cost for playing the game is not actually that low anymore. So a lot of retail gamers are not going to come in and pay the fees that are associated with the game. So I'm sort of hesitant. I don't think more than $40. I certainly don't think the previous all-time high is going to be hit. Maybe it runs up to 50, 60, 70, 80, but I think it's a risky investment compared to what's out there, personally. But let me know what you guys think, because I know people don't like it when you do a negative vid, or like a vid that's not as hopeful, but that's the reality, guys. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you're a returning viewer, subscribe to the channel so we can get that percentage down. It's doing my nut in. And guys, if you want to see the coins I'm buying up in this bear cycle, if you want to see my portfolio, go and read copymycrypto.com. It's where I share every coin I own, every coin I buy, every coin I sell. We have beginners guides for anyone that's brand new to the space. If you want to make these 20x's, the 40x's, the 50, the 60, the 600, and go read the site. Like I've said before, when I do another, or when I find another Phantom, I'm not going to do a Udemy course. I'm going to go onto the site and tell the members why I'm getting in on it, why I believe it will do the next 100x. You want to make those kind of gains, and you're going to want to get on that site and read through. Everything on the site, by the way, verifiable, because it's all on the YouTube channel. And that's it from me, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.